some of the hottest cars New York has ever seen. From dropping some of the hottest verses rappers ever heard. From the dope spot with the smoke, fleeing the murder scene, you know me well. From nightmares of a lonely cell, my only hell. But since when y'all brothers know me to fail? Heck no, we're all my brothers with the rubber grips for shots. And if you with me, mama, rub on your tits and whatnot. I'm from the school of the hard knocks, you must not let outsiders violate our box in my pot. Let's stick up the world and split it 50-50, Let's take the dough and stay real taking, And sip the Chris and get pissy, flowing beneath me like the memory of my brother Bjit, baby. You know it's hell when I come through. The life and times of Sean Carter, brother, volume 2. Y'all brothers get ready. It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully, you're all doing great. I am so happy to be back with you guys. It's going to be a wonderful show. As the saying goes, you need to smash the like. You may not think you need to, but it's free, and it triggers the YouTube and X algorithms to get things going. And I understand on X that, I guess creators can't see the likes. I don't know, but it still helps because it's in the background. So let's start off by welcoming our wonderful community. And yes, like you see in the title, Jasmy, Bjit, Tbgroup, and Datafluct. Is this happening? Has it already happened? We're going to get into the nitty gritty here in a little bit, and you'll enjoy the outline. Shout out to the one and only Lil Bidman for the collaboration. Keep up the good work. All right. So we're going to start off with the first comment of the day, and it comes from Jim Miller. And that's why I was asking you if you're in Oklahoma, because apparently our company is trying to get a hold of you. I know, common name. Anyway, thanks for being here. All right. Good to see you, Jim. I do remember your nice dog. That's a sweet picture, by the way. Okay. So let's go further down. Greg Beatty. Good day. Good day, mate. How you doing? How's things going? Pretty good, mate. Anyway, how you doing? Good to have you here as well. Tim Shea, who sprays from far away, saying hello to everybody hitting that DECK. Represent the 589th District XRP Army. Tim Shea, representing his fellow constituents. The mayor of crypto, the crypto commissioner, Mr. Tim Shea. All right. WF Capital, not to be confused with Wells Fargo Capital, says, yo, Timmy. Yes, that's right. Nah, you want to pay my key? I know kitty pigs. Does going to the moon. Does my coin to the moon. I'm going to be rich. All right, enough about that. Dennis Little's in the house. Francisco, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Boom. Balaclava man. Yes. Hello, Balaclava man. Wear me my ski mask. Don't rob the Wells Fargo, and we want to go home, right? All right. Proud to be a simp. Yeah. Jasmy XRP. And Luna Classic about to wake me up. Walk the plank, right? All right. Good to see you. Proud to be a simp. Crypto Holmes 777. Always good to see you, man. You're always like, you don't drop a lot of comments, but you're always, how's that song go? Always on time. Yeah, that's right. Always on time. All right. Thanks, man. It's nice to be missed. I'm glad to be back with you guys. How about that? You'll probably see a heck of a lot more from me when the NBA Finals are over. I'll say that much. All right. Patrick Collier is in the house. Good old Patrick, the nice version of Suge Knight in the house. Yes, indeed. All right. Icy Amphibian. Man, we got some Jasmy researchers up in this mug. Good to see you, brother Icy. Cool. All right. Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Sorry. Today, someone said Jasmy is going to zero, and Ando has never talked about Jasmy. And there's always that guy. There is always that guy. You want to know something? Jasmy is my top performer, and the way I look at it is there's no sign of it going to zero. And there's always going to be that narrative. But you know what? The thing is this. It's not a knock on you, Brandy. Do you give into that narrative or do you listen to the research? That's the bottom line, all right? Not financial advice. Leo from Brazil. Hi to everyone here. I'm Leo from South Brazil. Well, good to see you, man. Look at that. Getting a tan. Well, you probably already tan. But, I could get more tan. When I'm out in the sun for a while, I don't look like this, Michael Cornwell has advised me, that I probably look like I'm south of the border, down Mexico way, and that's fine too. Thank you. Appreciate that. There's some more coming up here in a bit. I'm also going to make an announcement. I like to introduce somebody. I want you guys, I know you're going to think this is crazy. I want you to get to know the official sideline reporter. His name is Yosh, short for Yoshimitsu. You're going to get used to him. You're going to see many shorts from Yosh. You're going to see many segments with Yosh. He's going to be here with y'all tonight. He is Japanese. I'll just leave it at that. Okay? All right. Legendary, Mr. Lil Bidman. Absolutely. The spray. North Philly in the house. Jasmy to the freaking moon, baby. You know what? Let's recognize it. That's a cool looking, background. Thanks for being here. Guys, always welcome new people you haven't seen. Be sincere. Always be sincere. One of my favorite characters from the movie Belly, right? Good to see you. Welcome back. Hummingbirds in the house. Brian Dowie in the house. Man, I didn't, tag you, bro. But you're here. I was like, well, I'm not talking about XRP or stuff. I don't know if I should tag you. But for you to show up anyway, you rock. All right. Listen to the research. You love Jasmy. Awesome. That is good stuff. Guys, please trigger or hit the, the like. See if we can scale up. We're about ready. It just scaled up just like that. You guys rock. So we're almost at 100. That's awesome. And we're going to get into what we have tonight. All right. We're going to recognize you again. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right. We're going to also use you as a bookmark, believe it or not. GT's in the house. How to welcome GT. X suspended. Oh, geez. That's not good. We're going to highlight you guys' comments as a bookmark. And the first thing we're going to do is get into some announcements. Now, guys, I'm more than aware that the whole entire market's down, right? That's just the way it goes. But, I think it was on Monday. We talked about that bullish report. You might want to check out the replay on that. Also want to make an announcement in regards to quant. There's no quant coverage tonight. You can probably understand why. And check out the deep dive. You don't have to watch it all in one sitting. It is an hour and a half. I get that. But you will actually see the overledger, like, wow, here's the plumbing. Like, literally, you see how it connects. All this stuff, the digital dollar. If that's your thing, you want to watch it, it's in the video section. This is a live show. Tonight's Jasmy. We're going to jump into some Jasmy later on, in the week. We're going into the next week or possibly over the weekend. We'll give you the weekend report, investor plays, Stellar, Stronghold has some new announcements. Hard to cover it all in one day. I'm trying to get away from doing WrestleManias for real because it ends up just giving me a pile of work. So let's pull up the Jasmy branding and get into some of that right now. We're going to start off with some announcements. I saw Hara post some things, and basically speaking, I think it needs to be mentioned. All right, so let's start off with that. Here it is, straight from Sun. Okay, he posted this not long ago. What is this? Well, he says 19 hours ago, nice to meet DoX Global. He says, we are Jasmy IoT platform from Japan. Let's collaborate together. I mean, there's going to be people that are going to criticize this. Oh, well, you don't need to do that. You could do that in private. And then there's the retail narrative. Oh, you need to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, you really can't win. But I like seeing it. I definitely like seeing it. And when you go here, you'll see DoX is, or DoX, world-leading crypto exchange that supports spot and futures trading with features like copy trading and even finance. Now, for people like my buddy Michael Cornwell, and shout out to our brother who's out there, who hasn't shown up to the show in a long time, but we call him the Bishop of Crypto, right? Coochie Boy. Guys like that. You guys like doing that leverage. So this might be right up your alley, right? Not financial advice, but might be right up your alley. So there's this. And yeah, look what it says. Jasmy Management, cryptocurrency project from Tokyo. We know the drill. So, this is a positive catalyst. This is not going to move the price of Jasmy by any means, make it go parabolic, but, nice to see this, and I like to be able to bring you guys some positive catalyst for a change, basically. Okay. So, sharing that with you. All right. The other thing I want to get into is this from Dip Metaverse. And why am I sharing this? Well, why wouldn't I? I mean, at the end of the day, he's a great proponent of our community. He's one of the, best in the business. Okay. Dip states he will be hosting, and I want you guys to attend this if you can, another space, partially because Samuel Kim, as we know, Samuel Kim is Jasmy AI. All right. Asked to be part of this whole thing. Right. And if Brian has time too, when can you attend this? It's going to be on Tuesday, so next week, June 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern, and that's basically 2 p.m. Pacific, if you're wondering. And, of course, there's 9 p.m. UTC, just in case, you're overseas. A lot to discuss. They always have something interesting. Always support our fellow brothers that are part of this community, okay? All right, the other thing I want to share is this, and I will come back into the frame about this one. Why am I sharing this? You guys remember back in the day, 7 months ago, I did a collaboration with our fellow brother Will Fix, and we talked about Ripple and Jasmy. Forgot about that, didn't we? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Well, guess what? Dip is now getting into the realm of that as well. Is it the same thing? Not exactly, but come on, Ripple and Jasmy. I mean, sign me up, right? So let's go ahead and talk about this for a second. So follow along on this post. He says he thinks Ripple will invest in Jasmy Management if they haven't already. I would 100% agree. You can call him crazy, but by the end of summer 2025, so a year from now, if we don't succeed, he sees, for example, Ripple starting a fund to invest in blockchain companies in South Korea and Japan, like Action Reaction, right? The fund will invest 1 billion XRP, roughly, which is like 475 to 500 million USD. Hara was even mentioned, South Korea, among other countries, being part of Jasmy's business. Now, we also know, and I know that people get tired of me mentioning this, but it's worth pointing out, IVS Crypto 2023, don't ever forget that it happened. Who was the diamond sponsor of that event in Japan, and who both were there, right? Well, Jasmy wasn't diamond sponsor, but they were there. And Jasmy and Ripple share a common partner who is who? The CARE Project. So don't ever forget about that. Going to get back into this for a bit. Digital assets being part of Japan's national strategy. Yet it seems like there's only a few known blockchain companies. They can obviously invest in exchanges, but it might be a conflict to invest in anything else but BitPoint Japan, because SBI and Ripple have a joint venture together. I mean, guys, I don't have the picture primed. My bad on that. But again, when Genki Oda blanketed Japan with BitPoint ATMs for Bitcoin, okay? Seeing that on the little touch screen to give people access, that's the bottom line. And I mentioned before, what happens when it's the PDL? That makes sense. If we're boosting data privacy and tourism to Japan, wouldn't it make sense to have that option? Yeah. Okay. What about having the option of sending money cross-border, or whatever the case be, super fast with Ripple? Yeah. So imagine that being another option. Imagine those three being the top option. Just throwing that out there. So I do see that being a thing that's going to happen. And, we're going to get more into this. So a little bit more about this from Dip. He says there's three crypto projects in Japan that he knows of. A-Star, Sorimitsu, right, some of those other ones. Were you guys also aware that our fellow brother of the Jasmy Research Consortium, who is Houston, was kind enough to point out that Japanese VCs are able to invest in blockchain companies due to a law that was passed in Japan. Now, there was other people talked about this too, but SBI and Ripple have a joint venture. Jasmy has a good relationship with SBI, and just like I mentioned earlier, Genki Oda. Genki Oda is the plug on everything when it comes to Japan. Now, Kazumasa Sato, Genki Oda, remember that interview back in 2022? There's a picture below. We'll get into that in a second. But Hara-san has even mentioned that Genki Oda was like a mentor to Jasmy. And he believes that Oda helped Jasmy get listed on BitPoint in Japan back in fall 2021. Again, think about this. You could bring back those BitPoint ATMs when that becomes a new thing. And boy, oh boy, you guys want to see utility in motion? There you go. It's called Access. Look at this. The Winklevoss twins say the bull market will start in the East. They were referring to Japan, obviously. Japan has one of the friendly sets of blockchain laws, and they seem to even get friendlier. Now back to Ripple. Ripple seems to agree with this. Japan is I can't pronounce that tonight. Planning to everything when it comes to passing laws and making the blockchain crypto environment fair, flexible, yada yada. In regards to Jasmy, they'll be center stage. Now, again, this is something I want to talk about when we get into our outline. When we get into our actual outline tonight, the key highlight, Bjit, Tbgroup, Datafluct, the little bid man, collaboration. I want you guys to focus on who is front row center, who is on that big stage, okay? So just a tad bit more about this. This is good stuff. I know that I'm reading a lot verbatim, but I mean, really, this was well presented. So Jasmy center stage for this performance, while Jasmy Horrors will have front row seat. Based on the evidence and conjectures above, his belief, as in Dip, is that Ripple will purchase some Jasmy for its Japan-Korea fund. Oh my goodness. Any mention with a blue chip? I mean, come on, guys. Ripple XRP is like, what's top 5, top 6 consistently? That's a big deal. All right. Links to articles, even mainstream, CNBC, etc., etc. I'll show you this real quick on the screen. Ripple launches new fund to drive blockchain innovation in Japan, South Korea. That was June 10th. And they said that they launched a Japan and Korea fund, just like Houston was pointing out. The launch of the fund is a testament to Ripple's strong belief in the potential of Japan and Korea pivotal regional hubs for blockchain innovation. Even in the quant outline, I don't know if you guys remember this, it shows, actually, it wasn't in my quant outline. News from Tokenizer today. Quant, the BIS, you have a BIS hub now in Canada. That's another story for another day. I don't know if anybody saw the news on that. So there's that. Look at this. Genki Oda and also, Sato-san, right? That was back in 2021. That was that reference, okay? Big boss, ambassador, Kazumasa Sato, President Jasmy. You got to go look into it. I mean, it's an old article, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back to the screen for just a moment. Actually, after I share this. If you want to see where I was talking about the whole thing 7 months ago about Ripple and Jasmy, full deep dive, check it out. It's there. That's non-time sensitive collaboration. It's an hour and 12 minutes. Again, you don't have to watch this all in one sitting. Okay. Check it out. You can type in Ripple in the video section of Maximus Crypto. It's a video, this section right here. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, right here. Videos, and you just type in Ripple, for example. All right. I'm going to stop the screen. I'm going to come back in the comments just for a brief bit. But yes, in a little bit, I'll introduce Yoshimitsu, right? He's Japanese. So let's get back into comments, take this off for a second. And, it's all worth pointing out, all this stuff, news from Dip, collaborations with, Samuel Kim, Jasmy AI. I mean, all this stuff is good stuff. Nobody's really complaining about any of this stuff. All right. So what we're going to do now is get back in the comments. You guys rock. We're up to we're over 200, 207. Thank you so much. All right. I do see a few people who just followed in. Let's welcome Shook Focus Digital. Give him a follow, for crying out loud. You want some alpha when it comes to consistent Swift coverage. This guy is, a guy that I look forward to having here. when we do a collaboration again with the one and only Rue Black, Underdog, etc., etc. I'd love to have you on as well. Okay, give him a follow. I don't know if somebody like Tim Shea or somebody like that could drop his channel, or if you want to put your channel in the comments, go ahead and do so. I think maybe only an admin can do it because then YouTube might flag it. But nice to see you shook. Scared to death, scared to look. They shook because ain't no such thing as halfway researchers, right? I know it's crooks, but yeah. Anyway. All right, Dennis Leal. Some people are destined to be the ones whose social media posts didn't age well. FUD to future infamy. That's awesome, man. All right, time to add more to the bag. Nice. Chase, welcome back. Yo, bike going crazy. It is going crazy. Let's give them a quick plug because they deserve it. We deserve it. I'm part of the whole, bike community. All right, let me see here. How is my bite doing? On the 7-day, it's up 196% and 36% on the 24 hours. I do need to DCA more into my bite, but the bottom line is this. Let me see my performance. I'm not sharing the whole screen with you guys, but So I'm up 292% on my bite. Oh, yes. I don't, how's the saying goes? Like, what's that guy's name? The most interesting man in the world, I don't buy many meme coins, but when I do, it's bite. Load up your bags, my friends, right? Sounds so corny. Anyway, we're going to share that for a second. Let's get into that. Yeah, we could buy a quick plug. I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's doing great. Why wouldn't we want to share what's going on with some bite? All right. So not DigiByte, this bite. And not only that, confirmed ranking of 727. All right, so what is Max talking about? Just real quick, we'll get into some Jasmy, guys. We always got to recognize some great projects are doing well. So here's Byte on the screen. As you can see, up on the 24-hour chart, it's even climbing since I mentioned it. About 47%, almost close to 200%. My God, I want to give this guy a shout out. I don't know if he's here tonight. Shout out to the one and only XXI Gaming, 21 Gaming, brother Brandon. Thank you for introducing Byte to me, because you want to know something? I am so happy when it comes to that. So that's cool. And thank you to Chase for giving the proper shout out. All right. A few more comments to get into. We got the one and only Elon Muff in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Michael Cornwell in the house. Shout out to you, Mrs. Muff, and the whole Cornwell clan. We're also going. There he is. Look at that. 21 Gaming up in the house. There's Brandon. Back on X. Man, some of you guys getting banned on X. What's up with that? I thought it was free speech. I don't know. You gotta be careful. I gotta be careful too, right? Anyway. Element Rage Care Project still live though. Yes, it is still live. Last I checked, I might have to double check about it, but last I checked, it was. Boomer F is Sooner in the house, the one and only Boomer F is Sooner. When I make a sale, I'll be at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and I always do that. I'm like, touchdown, Boomer F is Sooner. True story. If you don't believe me, Boomer, ask Elon Muff, Mike Cornwell. He'll tell you. Be like, yeah, that's true. All right. Your spray from far away. That's good stuff. Bullish choices in the house. Bruno, welcome back. Welcome back. And we're also going to welcome Kaiser. Man, that was just watching a Shook. Hold on. You were just watching a Shook video. They came here and it was over. The XCM video. Oh, cool. Well, Kaiser, 876. I would like to say, hello, guten Tag, welcome. Kaiser Wilhelm. No, I'm kidding. You're not. But anyway, welcome. Maybe you took offense to that. I'm sorry. Anyway. We have April in the house. April Cornwell says, hey, or hey, hey, hey. All right, we're going to kick it back to what we got for the Jasmy coverage. But before we start, I'm going to introduce, like I said, we're going to introduce the one and only. Get used to him. You got to see him quite a bit. His name is Yosh, and he's Japanese. Yosh, okay? And I hope you guys like him, all right? He seems pretty cool. So I did a short earlier with Yosh, and yeah, check this out. It's on X. I'm going to do more shorts because, I do listen to the constructive criticism. You do too many deep dives. You need to have some shorts. So I'm not going to stop doing deep dives, but I'm also going to have some shorts. So in the comments, if you like it, type a nay or type a 1. If you're like, yeah, it's not for you, you type a 2. So 1 or a 2. Type it in the comments. Let's go ahead and share this. And let's see here. Yeah. Hold on a second. I got this somewhere. Where the heck is this? All right. Yeah, here we go. Unlocking Yep, I got it right here.
Need the power of data in your hands. Jasmy's personal data locker isn't just an innovation, it's a movement towards transparency and empowerment. With Jasmy's personal data locker, or PDL, your information isn't just secure, it's in your control. Businesses and governments can harness this technology to not only respect but actively promote data privacy. This fosters an unprecedented level of trust and transparency. PDL's magic lies in its robust encryption and decentralized storage. This means a significant reduction in data breaches and unauthorized access. Imagine, your data not just safer but also making data sharing streamlined and efficient. For businesses, the potential is transformative. By incentivizing users to share their data securely, new revenue streams open up through data analysis. More so, with deeper insights into customer preferences, businesses can target their audiences more effectively. And it doesn't stop there. Governments can use PDL for secure digital identities, enhancing public service delivery and minimizing identity theft risks. Globally, PDL aligns with stringent data privacy regulations like GDPR and CCPA, making it a universally applicable model for data management. While still under development, Jasmy's PDL promises a new era of digital empowerment and global data privacy. The future of data management is not just arriving, it's here, shaped by your own hands.
All right, thank you very much for that, Yosh, aka Yoshimitsu-san. And with that said, I do want to give one more announcement, and it is in regards to Jasmy. So let's go ahead and share this. Are you guys aware that Jasmy is trending? Yes, they are. So Hara posted this as well. And, you know, it's not often I just go with what's posted on X, but I wanted to point out this time. So Hara, he states this, trending search. And he goes on to mention that it's trending on Binance. Now, look at this for a second. Top 15 coins. And most importantly, by trending search on Binance. And let's zoom in a little bit more. So, you know, interesting, you know, shows Jasmy right next to Dog with Hat and also Arbitrum, okay? But by Binance? So with that said, Binance, you know, have we not forgotten the whole thing of Binance and the innovation zone? Before we kick into our outline tonight, let's never forget what they did. By giving you guys maybe a reminder, maybe you're this person who's sitting in the diner and you're like, man, when is this stuff going to kick in? When can I have early retirement? When can I have generational wealth? So with that said, if you haven't seen it already, sit back, relax, and picture what that day may look like. Crypto Endgame. When you finally made it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Smash the like if you haven't done so already. And yes, sir, let's get into this. Here we go.
Drop the top and let the sun shine in. Mix the Coke and the hen. It's quite alright with the draw in the wind, with the draw in the wind. Got me a 73 Chevy, put dubs on that bitch. Candy, apple, green, niggas loving this shit. Loving this shit. And when I'm in it, I'll act a fool. You don't like how I'm living, bitch, fuck you, that's right. I'm a rude ass nigga. Quick to do you, cut a fool ass co-worker Sean John below to the floor. He ought to enjoy with the loaded 4-4. Be sure and acquire more for you fuck with mine. Disrespect, I'll disconnect your line. With a 6-watt, when shit's hot you get shot. The fire, the fury, you fuck with it not. You're stopping the grace, get out my space and my face. For me and my ace to lay down the whole place. Recognize, this is the verbalized surprise. Fucking with me. Wrong way to wise, nigga. Hoes, hoes, show, those goals. Big old bank rolls, that's all a nigga knows. Throw your elbows, I'm sicker than I suppose. Hold them chose, cause my jury froze. You know how it goes, these young niggas don't want it like this. Go off and get your get to silence the chit-chat blast. So pass, outlast, bout cash. More sicky, talk tricky, to the trick like trash. Glorilla, a gorilla flow for most thriller. Come clean, looking mean, but you ain't no killer. Drop the top and let the sun shine in. With the wood grain, let the Twinkies spin. Get you a glass, mix the Coke and the hen. It's quite alright with the draw in the wind. With the draw in the wind.
I think that's all of us at some point, sitting at the diner, wondering about better days. Stay the course. You would be glad that you did. Your kids, your grandkids, for generations to come will definitely thank you. All right, let's kick it back to comments just for a brief bit, not super long. Big shout out to the one and only Crypto Future 99. Rob, good to have you. Glad to see you tonight, sir. Welcome, welcome. Holding the fort for all of us, doing consistent live shows. I see you. I see you. Good to see you, man. Boom. All right. I'd like to welcome you, Oski, if I pronounced that right, or Oski. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you as well, man. All right. Let's see the feedback real quick. So, you guys like it? Nice. Very nice. I do appreciate that. No, you're not from Oklahoma. You're from Columbus, Ohio. All right. Well, then apparently you're not the person we're looking for. Lionel Richie. Okay. All right. So I just thought that was interesting because I was like, you got a memo from the main office saying, hey, you need to reach out to a guy named Jim Miller. And then all of a sudden you're the first guy to comment. I was like, you never know, right? All right. Johnny L says 1. So far, so good with that. X marks the spot. Hey, X. X gonna give it to you. That's another one I'm working on for the future, believe it or not. It's copyright free, and it's going to be X. It's going to be XRP, XLM, XDC. You guys will see. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm alive. Yes. Hallelujah. Lord is good. Thank you, Jesus, right? Thank you so much. All right. Good to see you, X. Always appreciate seeing you. Stop right in the house. You guys are all saying what's up to each other. Just trying to see if you guys have any questions. How about this one? Smart Spot says Lamborghini's definitely out of the picture. Yeah, that is. I don't really want a Lambo, to be honest. Buy a convertible from the 70s, baby. Gotta get yourself a 73 Chevy. Throw some dubs on that. Candy, apple green, Jasmy Army be loving this. Anyway. And when you're in it, X, you can act the fool. And when you see people like CZ and Scam Bankman Fraud, you could be like, that's right? No, don't do that. Don't sound too Christian, right? Anyway, you can do whatever you want. Anyway, all right. Icy Amphibian. Jasmy, 12x while in the innovation zone. Exactly. They'll remove it and say, what is it? Oh, actually, you can access finance through a Jasmy Super. That's funny. And you want to know something? We should probably take a look into what the heck happened with Binance Greenfield, right? Maybe it's still going. Who knows? All right, Tizzo, cars and crypto. You probably appreciate that video. Mofos went from run from it to buy that ish up. Thank you, man. All right, let's see here. Having a Cindy's dance party tonight. What do you say? Hey, I'm down. All right, bring it. You can dig it. The hair. You guys got all sorts of. Yeah, you like that, huh? Got to be a simp. That's cool. Right on, man. Like it, like it. GTA 5 for life. Hey, see it. Good to see you. That's a great game. Groovy in the F and sooner. Max, what do you think? 17 KPI. Yeah, I do. You want to know something? Let's just get into it. That's a good time to get into it. All right. I know there's more comments. Let me just double check the screen. Did I miss anything? Lower the Realm in the house. All you guys in the house. Glad to have you guys here. It's time to get into the outline. Smash the like. Let's see if we can scale up to 300. We're at 289 right now. Not too shabby. That's what I'm talking about. Definitely, this is not that segment, right? Why is this on my screen? You know, as Michael Corn would say, "Dat muff," right? Right, yeah. This is not that. This is not that segment, my friend. I got to fix that anyway. I got to, make it nice and clean, right? All right. So we're gonna do now is get back to the Jasmy. It is the main highlight of the night. Let's see here. Here's something I haven't sent it for a long time. Hold on. One more thing. I got to pull up the other one. All right. This is the Jasmy research outline main topic you're looking for tonight. Lionel Richie. I haven't said that in forever. Remember when you guys remember that used to be a regular thing? Shout out to Menelect, right? We used to always say that to him. Every time he come in the comments, we'd be like, is it Menelect you're looking for? Lionel Richie. I know I need to make merch, guys. I'm aware. All right. So, yes, let's get into this. So, the first thing we're going to talk about, believe it or not, I'm going to switch the tabs around. So, let's jump into this. And I even have a video I made, with the new sideline reporter, Yosh. And basically, it's this. So, you may be wondering, like, I don't know what that is. That's just a bunch of Japanese on the screen. Scam, right? Not a scam. The point is this. Lil Bidman pulled this up. It's an old article, but oh, man. When you hear people in the comments that say, Max, $17 Jasmy KPI, that's still realistic because, I want to be all rah, Jasmy, but I also want to be a realist. Hey, man, I get it. I totally get it. So, Lil Bidman has got this interpreted, which is really cool. And I'll leave it up on the screen. And I'll try not to make this too long, but I'm going to show you or, talk about verbatim real quick. So on Friday, September 30th, 2016, Fuji Sankai Business. They're part of the whole thing of accelerating IoT solutions as a long-established venture, okay? And you may be wondering about that. Well, basically, this long-established venture has been in business for 70 years. There's an interview that happened, and it was with a guy by the name of Saburo Murata, if I pronounce that right. Yes, he's chairman of Tbgroup, just like you saw in the thumbnail, okay? Now, some background about Tbgroup. Tbgroup, their core business are in LED. Even this monitor that I'm broadcasting from is an old school Acer LED. And I remember that was such a game changer back in 2007 for me, right? But the key thing is understanding that LED is light emitting diode, if you weren't aware of it, digital signage, child cash registers, and also point of sale. It's a management thing they got going on. And basically, it will appear at CTEC Japan, basically this coming October 4th through the 7th of this year at Zhang Messi, not to be confused with Lionel Messi, for the first time. Now, is this another burger? Nope, not at all. Listen to this. Former Sony Tbgroup has invited Mr. Kunitake Kazamasa, former president of Sony Corporation, as a special advisor. Most importantly, the group will be developing the quote-unquote NEC stage, right? by utilizing the ready-to-use. Think about this for a second. I know we get distracted because we talk about other things, but ready-to-use IoT things, EW stage. Is that Energy Web? Should you own Energy Web token? Well, that's another story, but I would say yes. By utilizing ready-to-use IoT Internet of Things. Now, this company aims to create a new solution that businesses, will basically meet customer needs through, excuse me, what they call co-creation and collaboration strategies, different industries. What would those different industries basically be, right? But it's the current trend of quote unquote good 3K. Now you'd be like, huh? I'm watching you on 4K Max from my living room. Well, cool, but that's not what we're talking about. So good 3K is environment, health, tourism. Isn't that what Jasmy's all about? Yeah. It's key business areas, for example. So Saburo Murata, he's the chairman, and he's a representative director of Tbgroup. He, of course, shared his thoughts, but it's the origin of their long-established venture as a company motto. What is the motto? Listen to this. It's the joy of making people happy. Aha. Back to the Jasmy white paper. Why is that? Data harmonization, or what was the thing? Platinum data with happiness and all that crazy stuff. Secure knowledge communicator, platinum data with harmony and happiness. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around it all, but we've been there, we've done that. Icy probably in the comments, and he's got the exact quote, so go to Icy. But when this gets chopped up on the recorded, you can't do that, right? But anyway, the point is, working to achieve zero penetration, they always aim to challenge this thing called zero penetration rate. Now, let's not get our, don't get our heads in the gutter, but they are always aiming to challenge to achieve this rate. The management slogan for the fiscal year is basically creating earning power on a new stage. They will be taking the challenge of entering a new stage. They are going to move from the era of business expansion through vertical integration from devices to products and enter into basically what is referred to as smart revolution, IoT, business, AI. Is that why Junction is part of the whole mix? You better believe it. But it's century slogan to create or co-create cutting-edge technologies and spread them through collaboration. Now, if you're just tuning in, this is the interpretation that you see on the screenshot. Now, you may be thinking, there is way more than that. Right, it's just a screenshot from part of that, okay? Goes on to also mention how they will horizontally divide labor partners who share these aspirations. Aha. And former Sony president and former chairman of Sony Life Insurance Co., Mr. Angguo Wei, has been appointed as special advisor to the company. It says they are eager to see the Tbgroup realize the vision of Mr. Yasugi's global open innovation and high-level management insight. They asked him to advise them as a management partner. As a first step, they will exhibit a co-creation strategy product with a Sony alumni company at CTEC. Did that go over your head? Did that go over your head? Pay attention to this. Sorry. Pay attention to this, though, okay? So, alumni. Who would be part of, like Sony alumni? I don't know. Maybe a guy named Kunitake Ando? Kazumasa Sato? Possibly Tadashi Morita? They're all part of that alumni. Huh. Oh, Max is he just connects stuff, but, when I look more into it, just all scam. No. Because guess what? We're actually going to show you some stuff tonight. And it's really incredibly interesting. And back to, the guy in the comment who asked $17 KPI 2026 is realistic. You want to know something? Isn't the whole bottom line of why we invest in some of these things is the hope and dream of the utility being used? And last I saw how many impressive products did we get from Sony over many decades? Yeah, exactly. So this product concept for the new stage is, quote, iSignage. It's going to utilize the IoT of our business core business of LED digital signature. Furthermore, our 22-year-old patented product, which is called Skip Back Recorder, is now being used as a drive recorder. A while back, we talked about drive recorders with Jasmy. I don't know if you guys remember that. If you're new to this, You all go back to all this stuff. It's not time sensitive, but it's a drivable recorder. And basically speaking, they even have this thing called skip back recorder, which is evolving and becoming popular. Listen to this, as a drive recorder and digital tachograph, or it might be called taco. I don't know. It's not Taco Tuesday, but it sounds kind of funny. But Japanese interpretation. It's a digital tachograph or tachograph. Now, I'm not going to get into the deep dive about what that is, but the bottom line is they're developing and selling cloud and IoT. Now, we think about Jasmy scaling up, right? When it comes to Junction, that's the plug to scale up. But also importantly is what they're looking to do for a cloud solution. Okay, remember how we talked about Polkadot in the past. So bottom line is, when will the new Karatsu, that's what's called Cut 3, happen? And they're advocating for this business domain, but there's a thing called 3 Ticey magazine. I don't know, the interpretation is getting garbled, sorry. But it's creating a thing called a streak with people in the service and billboard advertising industries are even getting on board with this to start a whole rental business and hotel wing hospitals. Again, remember how we talked about Care Project before, and even public sector markets. In the healthcare field, they're working with NTT Group, which we cited before, Shidax Corporation, which we haven't, Centricare, et cetera, et cetera. But hospital IoT, eyeing together with NTT Group, Sedax, and even Centricare. Moving further down in this outline, they talk about how the company is working on developing, again, this is notes from Little Bit Man in the interpretation. They also talk about rental businesses that utilizes the internet. Listen to this last part. The group is working with shift to IPTV, which is called internet television. Now that sounds nuts. So if you can have something, some people may think, well, we already have internet television. I'm watching you on internet television to a sense. You'd be right. But how about having like IoT tied into that? Or people having a choice, because as we know, if you're listening to me as we speak, and your wife or girlfriend or whoever comes by and says, hey, guess what? I always throw this out. I don't know why. Weber barbecue, your grill is broken. You're going to get a bunch of freaking things about a Weber barbecue grill or whatever, right? It's going to fill your feed. Imagine that changing. We talk about the industry disruptors. Yeah. Do you understand the bigger picture? So check this out. They're going to promote a hospital concierge business using TOT, which I won't elaborate too much on that, but AI low-pot and tablets in the hospital, clinic, nursing care fields. Again, AI. Inbound businesses and smart cash registered business status of development in inbound businesses using this, but mainly this whole thing of what is called as Tbgroup and their technology. The other thing I want to get into real quick, because this is a lot, I get it, is the continued work with this well-established company that's been around for 70 years. It talks about, for example, that they're going to celebrate their anniversary this coming November. There is pioneers, they're the pioneers, I should say, but they have evolved from a TV parts manufacturer to point of sale and LED displays with a company called Ryuku. Now, you may be thinking, man, can you just get to it? Just hear me out. There's a lot. So, the new stage, okay, that's the bottom. The new stage is the whole idea of becoming an IoT solution with a company with Horizon Division of Labor. Now, we even know in the past, there's Sony TVs, right? So Sony televisions, taking it with IoT, internet television in itself, and then that's crazy. How many people have TVs on as we speak? Who doesn't have a TV at this point? So here's the bottom line. 400% relay team that will, they had something going on that said that they passed the torch with silver medal at the Rio Olympics. The Tbgroup is part of C-Tech Japan, and they had this booth. Okay, they had a booth. You may be wondering, why is this important? Why is this part of Jasmy? All right. So bottom line is, you will see this in the outline. Okay, so I want to get to this next part about this. This is definitely worth pointing out. Let's go ahead and full screen this as well. Here it is. This thing is called Datafluct. Now, I know I'm shifting, and we're going to get back into the Tbgroup. I want to introduce Datafluct, okay, because I want you to understand the bigger picture. It is a concept credit card with the theme of climate change countermeasures that utilizes payment data. Now, again, you may be wondering about some of this and like, how does it relate to even the likes of good old Jasmy? But the bottom line is understanding, again, the bigger picture. And for me, when I got more into this and so on, I was blown away with some of the findings from Little Bidman. Most importantly, is understanding, this whole concept of what is called ready to use IoT. I mean, think about, the television is ready to use. So Datafluct, remember how we covered Panasonic? Yeah. So the whole thing with Panasonic, that's coming up here on the next slide. But you got to keep in mind, Datafluct utilizes payment data. This is also why I mentioned the whole thing of Dip Metaverse and his, research in regards to Ripple, even my research in the past with Ripple, Houston, et cetera, et cetera. But what you're going to see here is that this is big because it's the whole theme of climate change countermeasures that utilize payment data, visualization of personal CO2 emissions provided by what they call Datafluct. It's a service which is referred to as Because Wallet. Now, some people point out, is this where we're going with Jasmy? And I very well feel as though, yeah, but it might not necessarily be like Datafluct, but will they utilize the utility? So this is going to allow offsetting. It's going to allow a function to automatically link credit card payment data and because, I don't want to call it because card members, they're going to visualize CO2 emissions based on your daily credit card usage history. The card will issue digital card on the smartphone app in as little as 5 minutes from the completion of the credit card application and will not issue a plastic card. You can use online shopping and contactless payment. So remember where we talked about IC cards? That's a big thing. That's like, in my opinion, Japan flipped the switch at physical stores, and your statement is a smartphone complete payment service that you can check with the app. So what's your takeaway from here? Your takeaway is, do you understand why Hara is pushing Junction so much? Because Junction will be your plug for Jasmy and Superblog. It's not here yet, but man, that's supposed to be right around the corner. A little bit more about this. Let's go to the next particular slide. There's details if you want to nerd it out. You go to sason.co.jp, type in credit card. This will come up. Here's a little bit more from, Datafluct. I know some people don't like me saying but anyway, I was just trying to pull that up. So back last year, about a year ago, Panasonic accelerator by Electric Works Company, Datafluct. So again, we understand Jasmy already has that confirmed partnership with Jasmy. If you're watching right now, you're like a Jasmy flutter, you're like, nope, I Googled it, I didn't find anything. Guess what? We already confirmed that. We've already been there. We've done that. Both on Jasmy's site, both on even Panasonic. That's a real thing where they literally mention Jasmy. So there's that. It's just pounding that home a little bit more in regards to all this. As we jump to the next particular slide, this is datafluct.com/news. And basically, Datafluct, carbon neutral business idea, wins President Award at the Accelerator Program. Panasonic accelerated by Electric Works Company. Now, what's important before we get even more into this is understanding that, when Lil Bidman was talking about this whole thing of, this realization, okay? Let me take a moment to come back into the frame. So in his notes / interpretation, he mentioned specifically that, it's how all this is tied in together with itself. And most importantly is understanding, like when we talk about this concept of internet TV, the company working on the development of IPTV is a rental business that utilizes internet, but shifting to all this and the demand, right? Hear me out on this for a second. I know this is a lot to take in, but the goal is to, back to the reference of that interpretation, to convert approximately 400 hotels, 35,000 rooms into what they call IPTV and provide inbound multilingual broadcast, events, rapid broadcasts, Wi-Fi, interpretation services, free sample services, Those are patent pending, by the way. But these are all for the goal of developing an e-commerce business in Asia. And most importantly, to have this whole thing of an evolved TV parts manufacturer that's now taking it to the next level with IoT, like an actual IoT solution with television and that data that let's just be honest, our devices are listening to. As I jump back into what I want to share with you on this, take it back to Datafluct. Look at this for a second. It states how this program is going to do what? Solve some things. I have to have that bigger. Sorry about that. So you see Panasonic Accelerator, right? Think about that for a second. It's a program held with an initiative to accelerate new businesses through co-creation between Panasonic and startups. Remember how many times we mentioned how key startups will be and the VC funding? All right, so been there, done that. But the point is, understanding the know-how, aiming to create a better today and better future. That's part of the whole data harmonization and happiness. And look at this, the transformation of living infrastructure. 9 startups were selected in November 2022, and before about 4 months, the startups and promoters conducted research towards commercialization, making maximum use of Panasonic's EW's resource. Back in 2023, around this time, there was this whole thing about where they had a demo and they shared some of these things. And here is the bottom line. They came up with this thing called Face to Face. It's a value creation platform. And they tackled the whole thing of social issue of CO2 reduction head on. And they were even rewarded, or awarded, I should say, the President's Award in particular. And back to this, when I talk about TOC, perspective of POC. Even with POC, I believe I just mentioned this with Quant. Interesting. And it's in-depth exploration of the possibilities of new TOB service models. Here's some of the people that were at that event. Of course, obviously Japanese. And they had this whole thing of the next deployment, but like it says, it's about gaining the knowledge. I don't know, maybe secure knowledge about the direction of the service development. In the future, they will utilize this knowledge to promote Panasonic Green Impact. I mean, it's almost word for word what Jasmy mentions in their white paper. That should also be your key takeaway, because you've seen her also talk about advocating and supporting decarbonization, right? And even Jasmy's perspective on that. Okay, how does this look on a visual? This is how it basically looks. But look how it says Bco's wallet. Very, very similar to what Jasmy's doing. Now, I get it. You guys want it to say Jasmy. Oh, I don't care about all this. You always try to educate me. I don't care. I just want to see price now. Well, we're going to get a little bit more into some of this. So, PR Times reported Sison Card Digital for Bcos, a credit card issued in partnership with who? Yeah, you read that right. Credit Sison that allows users to visualize their CO2 emissions. They provide a collaborative service with Akagi Nature Park. It says it's an acre seedlings that were found and raised in the Akagi Nature Park, and they're being carefully cultivated for transplantation. This collaboration campaign that's being carried out again this year. How long ago was this posted? Not that long ago, only a few days ago. Look at the date, May 31st, 2024. All right, remember how we talked about some of these people? So this is Datafluct, and it says that their director and CEO referred to this whole thing to solve corporate and social problems using what? Data science. Credit Sison. And what's also interesting is how they are partnering to issue this card. I mean, again, think about it. Remember all the talk about the IC card? Tara Kono getting this mandate going? What happens with this? And most importantly, when we finish the outline, when you see the connections, and this is why Little Bidman is putting so much emphasis on this. And Little Bidman, if I skipped some things, I apologize. I just try not to make this like 2 hours. So it's a collaborative service with Akagi Nature Park, and it's based on the shopping area, I guess you could say. But look at this for a second. This dates back to 2023. And think about this for a second. Remember when I was talking about Stellar, and I did that deep dive outline called, was it Stellar XLM AI? And he showed an example in regards to Jed McCaleb and also Elon Musk and how they have common ground. Is this not another example of that common ground, you guys? That's the point I'm trying to make. All right, getting a little bit more into this. So it's that collaboration. Look at this for a second. You don't think you're going to see utility motion here? Look at this. It says that this collaboration services with Ikegi Nature Park in 2024. This year, they're going to continue this campaign. Because card, annual shopping purchases, 300,000 yen or more will receive a pair of admission tickets. I mean, remember how we talked about using, your PDL paired up with the DD token to purchase tickets, to get on a bullet train, to whatever. That's another perfect example. All right, look at this. From December 11, 2023 to December 10, 2024, for every 10 million spent by all Because members, a pot for germinating acorns will be donated. Now, you may not think this is such a big deal, but it's a perfect example of utility put into motion. Okay? A little bit more about this, because this is the technical nitty-gritty that you need to know about. Look at this. This is a concept, but man, it's coming to realization. It's a credit card with the theme of climate change measures that utilize payment data. My God, listen to this. It comes with a function to automatically link credit card payment data to the Because wallet. When, Jasmy doesn't have an official title when it comes to the Super Wallet. They just call it the Super Wallet. Think about that for a second. The Super Wallet is the plug to all of this. Just for the same reasons, and I know a lot of you guys who watch this content, you're only focused on Jasmy. You also need to pay attention to what's going on with Quant. Because remember what we just reported on, Monday's live show, and then even on that recorded deep dive video, that you have, this unified ledger, okay? And then you have this universal wallet. Take Jasmy, for example. Do you understand the bigger picture? I would have totally watched some of that. You don't have to watch it in one sitting, but it'll give you a better idea, because I understand some of this stuff may fly past certain people's head. All right, so this service, was provided by Datafluct, allows individuals to visualize and offset their CO2 emissions, because card members can visualize their CO2 emissions based on their daily credit card usage history. In addition, Because issues a digital card on smartphone app in as little as 5 minutes, like we said before, after completing the credit card application, and does not issue a physical card. I mean, again, this is Web3, guys. It's a smartphone-only payment service that allows you to use contactless payments for online shopping, physical stores, etc., etc. There's an example. There's the MasterCard symbol. But again, this last part, I say again, but in reality, I need to share this. Datafluct business partner with the vision of turning data into business. Isn't that Jasmy's main model? Not just for businesses, but come on, for the government. Creates new value from buried data and solves social issues. Strengthens the multimodal data utilization that is not limited by data format. Look at this a little bit more. Includes unstructured data. Company can collect, store, process, analyze data in a seamless manner. Company also develops its own services that focus on global standard issues. Remember how we always talk about standards with ISO? Such as reducing losses through demand forecasting, sustainable urban planning. I mean, remember, okay, I'm going to have my moment right now. I always joke around about this. The Rice Crop Consortium. Is that not the same? Literally, it is. All right, tad bit more. Look at this. Behavioral change decarbonization, aiming to realize a world where anyone can make sustainable decisions by effectively utilizing the data. Interesting. All right. Maybe this is the moment you're waiting for. I don't know. This is Sony. Let's take a blast from the past. So on February 6, 2014, you maybe think, I don't know why he keeps going back, because it's going to be great on the outline. Sony and Japan industrial partners signed what? Memorandum of Understanding for sale of PC business. Yeah, And when did Jasmy come around? When did Jasmy technically start? Like 2016? You know? People joke about this. They laugh when we reference old articles. But it just pounds it home that much more. Do you understand the bigger picture? I really hope you guys do. You know, I would never be the guy who's like, "Oh, I told you so," or just turn into a guy that's just like, make things divisive. I'm not like that. But I will point out some of these things because, man, when we talk about the bigger picture, like when we were first introduced the concept of cryptocurrency, you're immediately thinking that term currency. How can I use this to buy goods and services? But what about like some data services, like the cream of the crop? I mean, think about how much Google's worth. Think about how much Jasmy will be worth because it's literally the crypto night that disturbs an industry that really needs to be disturbed. Let's just be honest about that. And look at Elon Musk's position on how he's going about some of this stuff, right? I don't even need to get more into that again. So there's this, and you will see a tad bit more. What does it state? It states back then that Sony and Japan's industrial partners do what? Announced that they have entered back then a memorandum for understanding that confirms their intent for Sony to sell JIP Sony PC business, currently operator under Vio brand. My God, this sale. Sony and JIP are aiming to conclude definitive arguments. That already happened, right? All right. So we don't need to get any more into all that. But what's also cool is the lineup: corporate PCs, Japanese market, optimization, how you scale it, et cetera, right? All that stuff is definitely worth pointing out, you know? And then, it just goes on and on. But man, what a reference, right? All right. Jump into this next part. I had to shrink this way down because if I didn't, see this little pop-up on the bottom left, it would just cover the whole screen. So you're going to have to bear with me. We're going to get through it, but it's going to be good. So this is from PitchBook/news/articles in regards to Toshiba Japan, their industry partners. As we get into this part, you will see that Japan Industrial Partners successfully led a $2 trillion yen bid, I should say, to acquire Toshiba. And that was ending the industry's giant 74-year history. Why is it important? It's an acquisition. Look what it says. To acquire 78.65% of the company. And it was initially agreed to in March, but it was part of a tender process to at least 2/3 of the company's shares to be secured before a transaction could succeed. Now, this deal will see Toshiba delist by the end of the month, and it's basically a culmination of years of uncertainty for the 140-year-old conglomerate. Again, this is, I believe, an interpretation from English or Japanese to English, but it says, in the past, Toshiba suffered a series of crises, including mounting losses all the way back to 2015. It goes on to mention restructuring, but most importantly, it mentions the whole thing of selling a number of businesses. Among them is a $6.2 billion sale of medical equipment business to Canon in 2016. And basically also references this whole thing of this consortium, $18 billion, a priced ship unit in 2017, $869 million sale of this, air conditioned business with Toshiba. But look at this again. Aha. I know that's hard to see. Maybe I can zoom in without that pop-up. Yeah, see how it does that? So we'll just leave it right there. So look at this, JIP. You may be wondering, because guess what? Remember how we talked about on the previous screen? Look at this. Look at this again, just in case you forgot. Boom, JIP, Sony and Japan Industry Partners. To do what? That memorandum. How nice to see this line up. That's your bottom line. Okay? So that's big. Very, very big. And again, understanding, Japan's industry behemoths becoming, the latest prize of Japanese private equity, et cetera, et cetera. But check this out. Datafluct. We're still on topic of them. Interpretation from Japanese. If you go to their X page, data science for every business. And look what it says on the interpretation. This is really good if you're really paying attention. We are a startup that has strengths in multimodal data utilization regardless of data format. Think about that. Regardless of that format. Realizes data collection, accumulation, processing, and analysis in a seamless manner. Doesn't Jasmy always mention that? Yeah. Vision of turning data into business. That sounds familiar. We create a new value from buried data and, of course, solve social issues. Certified as the JAXA venture company in 2019. Obviously, Lil Bidman follows them, and even Brian from the Jasmy Research Consortium. As we jump into the next page that's worth pointing out is this whole thing of Datafluct and so on. And they pointed out on August 6th of 2023 that the Nikkei Online Edition published an article on Datafluct's Special ID demonstration project. Why should you pay attention to this? Because as we get more into the outline, it will highlight that Hitachi and Takanaka Corporation are going to digitize entire towns by applying ID to spaces. This is back to the whole thing of why we pointed out Society 5.0, smart cities, and so on, the bigger picture. All these groups, all these companies, part of that bigger picture. Okay? Let's zoom in a little bit more about this. Let's go to this screen as well. This is from the Nikkei, August 7th, 2023. The article is referencing. Look at this quote. See if we can. Okay, I guess that's the most we can zoom in without it looking too bad. But it states digitalization space underway. How so? Goes on to mention about real world is divided into three-dimensional virtual boxes assigned IDs. Hitachi and Takanaka Corporation plan to link information on buildings and people flow. If you saw my little demo, shout out to NeoX Tricks. Remember how we showed those buildings and we showed, for example, IoT talking to each other? Picture that, just in case this flies over your head. And it's that flow. Again, Taro Kono, data free flow with trust. To IDs to enable drones and robots to operate safely and autonomously. This technology can be applied to the transportation of goods. It's predicted that the related markets will exceed, did you read this? Did you read this? Are we not paying attention to this? 3 trillion yen in the 2040s. Well, I thought Jasmy scam. I saw a guy with a puppy dog looking thing on Crypto X, and I didn't buy those, Jasmy. I listened to that guy's research. I don't got time to listen to a guy talk about Jasmy for 4 hours. All right, well, teach us up. Anyway, in the center of Miyamiyosoma City, I'm not pronouncing that right, Fukushima Prefecture, there's a residential commercial facilities, and they're concentrated. It says Hitachi and others use a drone to fly from a pharmacy in the city to a community center about 1 kilometer away. So they got more about this, but it tells you kind of like how it all works. But the bottom line is, again, guys, these assigned ideas. When we get this mandate and understanding that quote, let's go back to that quote. You know, back to this real quick. Yeah, here we go. About how it's going to happen in a seamless manner. And then the other quote, I don't have it up on the screen, but saying that it basically, it's not constricted. It doesn't necessarily matter what language is put in. That's game changer. That's absolutely big time game changer. Okay. All right. So we're going to jump over to here. And actually, we're going to show a little bit more about this. This is from Datafluct. A little bit more about turning data into business. Summary of their products. They have this thing called Air Lake. Look at this cloud-based platform allow anyone to convert unstructured data. Again, that should be your key takeaway into usable data easily. I'm telling you flat out. I mean, if I'm talking about ISO 222, and I'm talking about ISO TC 307, the Quant Network Standard, and how Quant basically complements ISO 222. Do you not now understand how this complements everything? Do you not understand how supply and demand will kick in for your beloved Jasmy? You better believe it. Some people won't choose to believe it, and that's okay too. All right. Take a moment to go back into this because I think I'm going to blow this up a little bit more. Hopefully, it doesn't stretch it out too bad. But I love this statement. Cloud-based platform allows anyone to convert unstructured data to usable data. They had this whole thing of servicing focus on global standard issues such as loss reduction through demand forecasting, sustainable urban planning, behavior modification towards decarbonization, aim to realize where everyone can make sustainable decisions through effective use of data. Very interesting. Remember how I also mentioned that you need to consider Jasmy part of the XDC mix and Morpheus network mix and VET? Read this as well. Supply chain management provides optimal purchasing and production with a highly accurate automatic demand forecasting system that combines machine learning and external data. There is your plug to what we've been talking about for the longest time with what? Do you guys remember some of that stuff? You remember the whole thing of what we talked about with the robotics plug? Yeah, you guys remember. I don't even need to tell you guys anymore. I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. All right. Let's jump into this. This is from Jasmy Token, which is Little Bidman. I mentioned this is from his Reddit account. Now, here's your aha moment. And I wish I could zoom in more, but I'll show you a little bit more detail. And this will be your boilet mash that's sticking in stew. It says at CTech 2016, Jasmy back then had a booth. And it was in the same hallway as Toyota, Panasonic, Hitachi, Clarion, NEC, NTT, Huawei, Fujitsu, and Mitsubishi. Okay? I wish I could zoom in a little bit more. If you want to see it, you go to jesa.or.jp, maybe do a search, or maybe just request a little bit, man, to give you more that's zoomed in. But here's another note from him, from his research 2 years ago. Little Bit Man says, this might be their first public appearance and presentation as Jasmy. They are listed as sharing a booth with who? Bjit and Tbgroup. All right, now look at this. Here's the note from Reddit. On that brochure, you know how sometimes you go to like a baseball game or whatever the case be, they give you a program, right? We go to a big blockchain conference. A big outfit is going to give you like a little brochure program for, the agenda, right? I mean, that just makes sense to be organized. So look what it mentions here. It states Information Technology Industries Association, Japan Federation of Electronic Parts Distributors, Japan Remote Control Limited, Tokyo Aircraft Instrument, Japan Space Systems, Jasmy Inc., Bjit, Tbgroup. Now, you guys are probably wondering about all of this, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I promised I would give you guys a little bit more from Yosh. So shout out to Yosh, sideline reporter, working here at Maximus Crypto. He has done a summary of Tbgroup and why it's important. This is a very well put together presentation from Yosh. If you like Yosh, type a 1 in the comments. If you think Yosh can go to hell, put a 2. And type 3 if you don't care. Okay? Okay. Let's go ahead and share this. This is good stuff. Smash the like if you haven't done so already. This is from sideline reporter of Maximus Crypto. And that is basically Yosh. Let's take some of this off. Here we go. And yes. Here we go.
7 decades of innovation introducing Tbgroup. Tbgroup has a rich history of innovation. For over 70 years, they have been at the forefront of technological advancement. The company began its journey in 1954. It quickly gained recognition for its commitment to quality and cutting-edge solutions. Over the decades, Tbgroup has adapted to the changing technological landscape. Today, Tbgroup stands as a leader in the Internet of Things, or IoT. Their forward-thinking approach is shaping the future of IoT. With a firm eye on what lies ahead, Tbgroup is poised to define the next generation of technological solutions. Tbgroup's success stems from its dedication to pushing boundaries. SIATEX 2024, a showcase of ingenuity. The annual SIATEC exhibition in Japan is a major event. This year, Tbgroup took center stage. They unveiled their latest groundbreaking IoT solutions. At the heart of Tbgroup's presentation was the concept of connectivity. Their IoT solutions are designed to seamlessly integrate devices. Two key areas where Tbgroup is making significant strides are digital signage and smart drive recorders. These innovations highlight the practical applications of their IoT solutions. Tbgroup's participation at SIATEC generated a lot of buzz. Industry experts and potential customers were impressed. Their innovative solutions are poised to disrupt traditional industries. The power of pixels, revolutionizing digital signage. Imagine a world where digital billboards adapt in real time. Tbgroup's digital signage solutions are dynamic, data-driven, and fully connected. Thanks to the power of IoT, these signs can gather and analyze data from their surroundings. This allows for unprecedented levels of customization and interactivity. Tbgroup's IoT-enabled digital signage offers businesses tangible benefits. Imagine retailers tailoring promotions based on real-time customer demographics, or transportation hubs providing up-to-the-minute transit information. By harnessing the power of IoT, Tbgroup is transforming digital signage. This platform engages consumers, provides valuable insights, and opens up exciting new revenue streams. This is the future of advertising and information dissemination. Section 4. Driving into the future. Smart drive recorders and beyond. Tbgroup's innovative spirit extends beyond the realm of digital signage. They are also making significant waves in the automotive industry with their cutting-edge smart drive recorders. These devices leverage the power of IoT to enhance safety, security, and efficiency on the roads. Imagine a world where fleet managers can track their vehicles in real time. Tbgroup's smart drive recorders make this a reality. By connecting vehicles to the internet, these devices provide a wealth of data that can be used to improve driver behavior, optimize routes, and streamline insurance claims. For individual drivers, these devices offer peace of mind and increase safety. Tbgroup's foray into smart drive recorders is a testament to their commitment to leveraging IoT to improve everyday life. By connecting vehicles and drivers, they are creating a safer, more efficient, and more connected transportation ecosystem. Section 5. The collaborative ecosystem. Forging partnerships for success. Tbgroup understands that the true power of IoT lies in collaboration. They have adopted a collaborative ecosystem approach, partnering with industry leaders and innovators to create transformative solutions. This commitment to collaboration is evident in their partnerships with companies at the forefront of AI, cloud computing, and data analytics. By combining their expertise with the strengths of these partners, Tbgroup is able to develop solutions that are greater than the sum of their parts. This collaborative approach not only accelerates innovation, but also ensures that Tbgroup's solutions are compatible with a wide range of existing and emerging technologies. By fostering a spirit of collaboration and co-creation, Tbgroup is building a robust ecosystem that is driving the future of IoT. Section 6. Is shaping tomorrow Tbgroup's vision for the future of IoT. Tbgroup's journey into the world of IoT is just beginning. With each innovation, they are shaping the future of how we live, work, and interact with the world around us. Their vision for the future of IoT is one of seamless connectivity, intelligent automation, and data-driven insights that empower businesses and individuals alike. Imagine cities where traffic flows smoothly thanks to real-time data analysis, homes that anticipate your needs, and workplaces that optimize themselves for maximum efficiency. This is the future that Tbgroup is building, one where IoT is seamlessly integrated into every aspect of our lives. Tbgroup's unwavering commitment to innovation, collaboration, and customer centricity positions them as a leading force in the rapidly evolving landscape of IoT. As they continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, one thing is certain: Tbgroup's journey into the future of IoT is one worth watching closely.
All right. Well, big thanks to the one and only Yoshimitsu-san. We really do appreciate your sideline reporting. And with that said, let's get back into the last bit of this particular Jasmy outline. So, Tbgroup, Datafluct, all this, right? We learned a lot tonight, at least we should have, understand the bigger picture. As far as just us being a token holder and so on, there's going to be mixed reaction in regards to this. But if you really truly understand what Jasmy's connected to, then my goodness, right? All right, just the last bit in regards to my notes. So some highlights that wasn't necessarily shared from Yosh, but some things I wanted to point out was, Tbgroup. Okay, so their strategy. So what I gathered is they are definitely leveraging IoT technologies to do what? Well, to basically transform its core business areas. What could that include? Well, like we shared earlier in the outline, LED, digital signage, even that point of sale, right? But it's the introduction of what is referred to as quote unquote signage. And what's important in regards to you being a Jasmy holder is understanding that smart drive recorders basically illustrate a commitment to integrating IoT for enhanced functionality and just that, customer engagement. Even I myself, as a content creator, right, I'm also looking for that engagement. But how is that tied into IoT? And most importantly, how is that properly recorded in that data and making sure that we are protecting people's data by not just letting it go out to the centralized authorities? When we talk about Jasmy being a crypto knight, if you will, to disturb the industries of the central powers of GAFA M, well, you can have an idea of how this all comes together. What about this collaboration one more time, or the co-creation of this Tbgroup, etc., etc.? Well, the group in itself emphasizes, of course, the collaboration with various industries, experts, including, and you heard this right, Kunitake Ando, as we know, former Sony president and a special advisor. That was where we're going with this. That was the alumni that we're referring to. But this approach, you better believe, aims to foster innovation and creation solutions to cater to evolving market needs. What needs? What wants? What about the expansion into a new business area? Tbgroup in itself is expanding into sectors such as healthcare, as we know, tourism. And we've seen Jasmy with constant plugs to tourism, but it's in the environment through smart solutions, smart cities, you name it. Their work with NTT Group in itself and other partners to develop hospital concierge services, and even, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the outline, IPTV. You may think that the whole concept of IPTV is a nothing burger, but you better believe if everybody has a television and all of a sudden that is now properly collecting data, but not just freely giving it away to the central powers. Do you understand how that's utility in motion? So that indicates strategic diversification, but most importantly, it's this whole thing coming up in later months this year for CTEC Japan. So Tbgroup has a presence that will be at CTEC Japan, and I did have a video in regards to that, but it was all in Japanese. I didn't want to bore you with it, but in the visuals, it shows point of sale and some of these other things, IPTV. And what's also important is understanding that you have the whole thing that this is definitely a prominent tech event. And I'm sure, calling it right now, members of our community, Next Strix, Houston, Dip, Icy, anybody else I'm missing, Minawagwar, I see you, brother. I miss you, man. But it's understanding somebody's going to chop that up and share it with the community. But that is a big tech event. And most importantly, in Japan, it signifies their active role in what? Showcasing, promoting latest innovations, thus enhancing their visibility and market reach. But pause on that for a second. While they're displaying these products and these innovations to the world, or maybe only the world focuses on Japan, or maybe it's just Japan having a really cool event. When we see things go parabolic in price, for example, Jasmy and so on, and you're wondering, why are these things happening when there's nothing being mentioned? Understand, it is what it is tied to, okay? That's supply and demand. We already had examples about that when we got all that news when Jasmy first took off from the 0.0056 levels to the, over a penny, over 2 cents and so on. Why? Because of semiconductors. Again, supply and demand. It's what it's tied to. Always be more interested in what things are tied to than just getting a mention of direct partnerships and so on. Because again, why are you invested into utility? Because you want to see that, I know I say it all the time, being put into motion. All right, so what about the implications in regards to Jasmy? Great question. This has what is referred to as strategic alignment with IoT, does it not? As we know, Jasmy focuses on just that, IoT, but not actually just that. Also finance democracy, hence why I cited what Dip mentioned with Ripple. But it's blockchain technologies and how they find synergy with Tbgroup in itself and those advancements. The collaboration is mind-blowing, but Tbgroup's IoT devices to enhance security, enhance data management, customer trust, and so on. Again, the two complement each other. Now, while you may not hear about direct partnership, you better believe it's just like with Bjit. You know, those are great examples. And to have Sony alumni like, Kunitake Ando, that is huge. That writing is already on the wall. What about the market expansion, innovation? Well, hear me out. Tbgroup's diversification into new business areas and the new innovative products like, for example, iSignage and smart drive recorders can serve as a model for what? For Jasmy, exploring new applications. Hence why I gave the smart wallet example earlier for their technology. You better believe it's going to drive market expansion and innovation, positioning Jasmy as a key player in the whole bigger picture. Another thing I want to point out before we conclude this is the whole thing of industry influence. Have you noticed Hara even is trying to reach out to people doing collaborations and so on? That influence. They recognize us just as much as we recognize them. Say what you want. Jasmy going into the top 50 of the top 100 was a big move. By aligning with established companies, for example, Tbgroup and so on, Jasmy can enhance his influence, credibility in the tech industry. It's going to solidify themselves even that much more. You better believe it's going to open doors for significant projects, collaborations, thereby accelerating their growth and adoption for their tech and their conclusions. In conclusion, in regards to all this move by Tbgroup highlights the growing importance of just that, IoT, Internet of Things. So, for Jasmy, while this signifies opportunities to align with industry leaders that will explore new markets, you better believe that we will still see Jasmy enhance the tech. Be out on the lookout for many things coming out on the near horizon. More of the lockup, more talk about Junction, but most importantly, understanding that we want to get to these goals of 100 plus million PDLs. And we want to get to these targets of that KPI $17 plus in 2026. But why do we all share this? And why are we all passionate about this? Shout out to Lil Bidman once again. It's the alignment, everybody. It's the alignment that can drive forward Jasmy's mission of creating a secure, decentralized ecosystem, expanding their impact across various different sectors. Always understand the bigger picture. Always understand what this means for all of us moving forward. So with that said, that's going to conclude tonight's coverage of this Jasmy outline. Jasmy, Bjit, Tbgroup, and Datafluct. Is this happening? Or is it already? Smash that like on the way out. Thank you so much for being here. We will get back into the comments. The show's not quite over yet. And I do appreciate all you guys. We almost scaled up to 500 at 465. It's been great being back. And I hope to be able to be back more on a regular basis. Just sometimes real life gets in the way. As the saying goes, sometimes there's just not enough rocks, right? Like Forrest Gump. Okay. So let's take out the branding for a second for the Jasmy. Signifies that coverage is over. Let's recognize you guys that are part of the community. Always appreciate you guys. You guys rock. Let's see what you guys have in the comments. All right. So we got quite a few of you guys from a while back. Yes, the legendary Little Bidman. I already read some of this stuff. So let's go further down. And we have Brandon. I want to give him a shout out again. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go further down. We have Bruno Castaneda. Hopefully I pronounced it right. It's a good info. Thanks, Bruno. Hope to see more of you guys. Always welcome people you haven't normally seen. Consider getting an avatar to speak more about who you are and what you're about, Bruno. But thank you for being here. Hummingbirds, love your name. I used to have a hummingbird that come right outside my bedroom window, and because I had a double pane window, it didn't see me on the other side, so I didn't get scared. And then it would come up and drink the honeysuckle and so on. So they're some of the coolest birds out there. They can. I think it's the only bird in the world, or the only creature in the world, that can break the sound barrier, and it can also do it backwards. How cool is that? All right, let's see here. Kaiser, man, I was just watching Shook video. I already read that earlier. My bad. But I'm glad you're supporting our brother Shook. All right, let's go further down. And we read a lot of that before. All right, I know where I'm at now. Proud to be a simp says at 6:49, which is about an hour ago. Sorry about that. He's going to redo his entire 1984 Jaguar XJR. Thank you, Jasmy. That's awesome. Very cool. Icy Amphibian says, good to be with you, Kings. You too, brother. Thanks, Icy. Chizo Cars and Crypto, drop top Impala or Suicide Door. Old school Lincoln. Yeah, man. Yeah, like those really, really old Lincoln Zephyrs from like the 30s. That'd be kind of crazy, or the 50s. Or Lincoln Continental with the Suicide Doors. Yeah, like JFK's car or something, All right. Lord of the Realm, hey, man. Good to see you. How's it going? Looks like you got a new avatar. What is that? Let me zoom in a little more. What in the world is that? You're going to have to explain what that is. I don't know what that is. All right. We're going to recognize a few more of you guys. Let me just go ahead and highlight that. Hummingbird says, glad that I don't know, you might be a lady, so sorry. Glad that you got 500K. Keep adding. Awesome. That's a great bag of Jasmy. Absolutely. All right. GST now. Hey, welcome back. Max, you got the decent wallet. Hey, thanks. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I do use the decent wallet, I have put most of my crypto to there. There's some that I, stake and so on, but I only have a very little left on my ledger. Nothing against you guys a whole ledger. It's just so much easier on decent wallet. I mean, being able to use your phone and the app, it's a cool thing. Thank you for that. That's awesome. That, people ask, how can I support the channel other than dropping like super chats? I mean, super chats are not required, but I mean, I do obviously think that's not a clue, but yeah, that's one way of obviously doing that. So that's much appreciated. Thank you. Kevin Kiesler, Mad Max, what up, everyone? Hey, Kevin, how's it going, man? Hey. Ferris is back. Good, Max, my man. Someone made a dummy account. Oh, yeah, that happens all the time. Almost got my wallet. Oh, no, that's not cool. That shouldn't happen. I try to report them to X as much as I can. They keep popping up like they're, roaches and so on. So, I don't know. I guess I'm making an impact if people are making fake accounts. So, I don't know. But, yeah, just, guys, for the record, it's at DPG Maximus, not with the underscore, just at DPG Maximus, and I have the blue check mark. All the fake accounts, they don't have that. So, something to remember. And I also post exclusive research here and there on there. I need to ramp that up because I do want to get monetized on X. All right. Yvonne. Hey, welcome back, Yvonne. You always got great comments. Awesome looking avatar. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks, Yvonne. Always looking nice and sharp. I like the aviator glasses. Is there a story behind that? You just like the look? Or are you into aviation? Me and my dad, we love aviation. We used to go to all the air shows we could back in the day. My dad actually met Pappy Boynton, and I think before he, like a couple years before he died, back in like 1986. Boynton died in 1988. All right, X marks spot. Slow down, Max. I think I'm going to faint. That's funny. You don't like Yosh, really? All right, Shinja, yes sir. One. You're just kidding. Well, JJ though. Oh, that's a typo. Okay. Hey, Corey B-Bay. You missed Yosh, man. Anyway. He says, good evening, future crypto millionaires. Let's go. Thank you for being here, Corey BB, a.k.a. Jasmy not a scam. Let's go. Good to see you, man. All right, John Leon. What do you think about Bonk? It's a obviously a really good meme coin. It did very well last crypto winter and so on. I have no complaints about it. I'm not personally invested into it, but let's face it, that's a solid meme coin, and people really had some nice gains. So, will it have its run again? I wouldn't doubt it. The way I look at it, as far as like your mainstream meme coins, I have a lot of SHIB, I have a lot of Doge, I have a decent amount of Byte, and I have a lot of crappy coins too, like Piccolo Inu and stuff like that, right? But Bonk seems like a quality meme coin. Pepe, quality meme coins, and they're going to have their heyday, absolutely. So I don't really have much more to add to that, my friend, but I do appreciate the question. Thanks for stopping by. We hope to see you again. All right, Stump Rider. If I didn't welcome you earlier, good to see you, Stump. Xin, I'm new. What's good, boys? Hey, welcome. What's good? What's good? All right, let's see here. Nice vid, good info for bigger picture. Thanks. Shout out to Yoshimitsu, right? Yoshimitsu-san, sideline reporting, right? Anyway. And I also want to state this. You guys will see other sideline reporters, like when we do, Quant, because the UK and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's just your only clue in regards to that. So you're going to have to meet that guy too, or it might be a lady, all sorts of sideline reporters popping up left and right over at Maximus Crypto, baby. Let's go. Right? All right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, Mondo 90. I remember was it Mambo number 5? Lou Bega. Thank you for giving Jasmy info, man. You were awesome. Thanks, man. You're awesome for just saying that. How about that? Thank you. Appreciate you. Positive energy. All right. Kenneth Robinson, good info. Hey, man. Kenneth, you rock, man. You don't think I notice you? I notice you, man. You've been showing up on a regular. Man, thank you. All right. Very cool. Rock on. X marks the spot. Jasmy Metcalf's law plus Apple equals to the moon. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. Bullish choices. Always saving some money each week for your crypto callouts. Oh, well, thanks. Something I might do in the future. I might just do like, I don't really typically do this, but I might do something where it's like crypto chill and shill, like just shill me anything. I don't really do that. But just kind of like just a straight up community day, blah blah blah. If you guys want like a deep dive on what you're shilling, I guess that would require super. If somebody was like, "Hey Max, I want you to spend like a half an hour on this one thing," then I'll be like, "Hey bro," But other than that, it's just a community thing, it's just cool. You root for the Celtics, or you just calling it? Yeah, for them, they're probably going to win the whole thing. Come on. Most likely, no team has came back 0-3, right? At least in basketball, In baseball, yeah. Red Sox, right? 2004 Red Sox against the Yankees. I remember when that happened. That was insane. Because I remember it was like, I think it was like the previous game. It was either game 2 or game 3. Like, the Yankees just beat the living crap out of the Red Sox, man. It was like freaking like 15-2 or something like that. Remember that? I don't know if you guys follow baseball. Everyone's like, there's no way Red Sox won. It just came back and freaking won. That was like one of the best. I don't know. If it's ALCS, Yankees, Red Sox, I'm not a fan of either team. I'm a fan of the players, though. Like the old school players, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, But my point is, yeah, ALCS, like, I'm going to watch that anyway. All right. So, guys, I will state this. I have been looking at a few things closely. Hold on, before we wrap it up completely. Remember I told about the swing trade thing, right? So, for me, and this is not financial advice, okay? So, I'm watching this like a hawk, like an absolute hawk. All right? It's an experiment that I'm doing. So, this is a swing trade I'm going to do, and it might fail, but I'm going to try it. And basically speaking, you may be wondering, why would you try this? This is an old contract. show you why. All right, somebody said, you pay attention to some stuff. So on the year, this is up 144.5% on an old contract. As you can see, since August of last year, this is a swing trade stream. Does it have enough liquidity? The answer is yes. What's the unconfirmed market cap? 1.32 billion. It's dipped down to like maybe 900 million, 800 million. But again, more than enough value there. I also went to CoinGecko, confirmed the same thing. All right. Last month, for example, see this? And what I'm waiting for is 3 zeros and like a 5. I know that's 3 zeros and a 1, but I'm waiting for like 3 zeros and a 5. And so what I'm going to do is, instead of like taking my profits and cashing it out back to my bank account, I'm literally putting it back in. So I'm probably going to do about 10 million of these. And then once I see it go to, for example, some of these prices like 0.1, like, where it's, or not 0.1, 0.001. And like this, where it says like 1.4, then I get out. I swap obviously with Wrap BNB, and then I get back into it once I get back to the target that I'm looking for. Okay. And this happens roughly once every 3 to 4 days. And if you don't believe me, you can see it literally on the chart for yourself if you're wanting to do this. This is not financial advice. I am not telling you under any circumstances to go do this. I'm just sharing with the community, because the way I look at it is, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it comes to our future generational wealth. But at the same time, I'd like to make a few extra bucks on the short term. This is a short term one I'm looking at. I will share how it went. Who knows? Maybe I discover something like, something funny happened. I tried to do a swap and it didn't come out exactly right. But I will state this. I had done my homework, and I did see on like Reddit, I see it on the other sites, other people confirming the same thing. Yep, I swapped it. There's no BS, blah, blah, blah. When you see it from multiple sources and it doesn't look like it's from a bot, then you start to think, okay, interesting. So this is one that's interesting me for a swing trade. I don't normally talk about swing trades, but I do think this is really worth pointing out. For the record, I do own BTT new, and that does not pump like a you-know-who, right? But I have over 1 billion of that. I'm waiting for his heyday with that. I'm like, Justin's son, you must be doing something in the background. I think they will eventually have their heyday again, like they did back in, was it early 2021 or 2020? So, it's kind of like me sitting on my Cardano. It's just like, geez, I've been sitting on that forever. So that's what's going on. I'm waiting for my entry point to make it finally happen. I'm not there yet. I'm not going to come into this at 0.001. I'm going to come into it at 0.005 or under. And it'll be 10 million is my goal. You do the math on that. And then once it goes back up to like some of these prices that you see, then I sell. And then I just put it back in. So then when I put it back in, then the next goal is 20 million. Then the next goal is to double that and double that and double that, double that, double that. Now, it sounds crazy. So it may be like just a bunch of nonsense and all these people posting everywhere are full of it. I don't know. But as the saying goes, you don't know unless you try. And this is what I'm trying. So please don't FOMO into this. Please, if anything, like if you think about doing something like this, study it a little bit more, know what the hell you're doing. If you're wondering how to go about this, you can get this on PancakeSwap. And as you can see, you're going to do the pairing of Wrap BNB. You're going to do it with BTT Old. And there's also BTT Old with also Binance USD. And then you can even do Polkadot, which is kind of interesting itself. Say what you want. They recognize XRP is amazing, right? So there's a pairing with XRP. These other exchanges, I never heard of these. I have experience with PancakeSwap, obviously, because I'm into a few projects, that require, going on PancakeSwap. But that's where it's at. Do more of your own research. I'm not telling you to do squat. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. We just scaled up to over 500, but the show's ending, and it is what it is. All right, we're going to read the last bit of comments, and then we're going to end the show. You're going to see that cool intro video, whatever, of the guy who's at the diner, and he's like thinking about future generational wealth with his Jasmy. We'll play that on the way out, as well as the hard knock life for us, because it is on the ups and downs when it comes to long-term crypto investing, right? And even short-term. Let's read this from Corey Bebe. He says, my wife and daughters got me an early Father's Day gift. Yankees versus Red Sox this Sunday night. Let's go. Cheers. Cool. Very cool. Coin operated great coins. All right. Awesome. GS. Hello, Max and team. You can always watch the replay. And thank you for that, Brittany. If I didn't give you a shout out earlier, Brittany, sorry about that. And good to see old Brittany in the house. I said old, O-L, not old, because, you know, anyway, nothing but respect, Brittany. All right. Smash the like on your way out. We did take up to 507, which is awesome. 56 on the YouTube, 451 on X. Help Max get monetized on X, right? Share the content. Know what you have. Know what you hold. The research trumps FUD, 110%. Enjoy the last bit of the outros. I'll play the Jasmy one first, and then after that, the Hard Knock Life. Possibly see you guys over the weekend. As you guys know, no guarantees. But if there's something juicy from Investor Place, probably be back on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. Sayonara from the Race Crop Consortium. Let's go. Jasmy, that's a scam. Bye-bye. All right.
Drop the top and let the sun shine in. With the wood grain, let the Twinkies spin. Get you a glass, mix the Coke and the hen. It's quite alright with the draw in the wind, with the draw in the wind. Got me a 73 Chevy, put dubs on that bitch. Candy, apple, green, niggas loving this shit. Loving this shit. And when I'm in it, I'll act a fool. You don't like how I'm living, bitch, fuck you. That's right. I'm a rude ass nigga. Quick to do you, cut a fool ass nigga. Weighing in at about $1.65, and a nigga can fuck, plus the boy gets live. That's right. You know legs, wings, and short thighs. Beat 'em up, then switch sides. Hot hole worker Sean John below to the floor. He oughta enjoy with the loaded 4-4. Be sure and acquire more for you fuck with mine. Disrespect, I'll disconnect your line. With a 6 watt, when shit's hot you get shot. The fire, the fury, you fuck with it not. You're stopping the grace, get out my space and my face. For me and my ace to lay down the whole place. Recognize this is the verbalized surprise. Fucking with me. Wrong way to wise, nigga. Hoes, show those goals. Big old bank rolls, that's all a nigga knows. Throw your elbows, I'm sicker than I suppose. Hold them chose, cause my jury froze. You know how it goes, these young niggas don't want it like this. Go off and get your get to silence the chit-chat blast. So pass, outlast, bout cash. More sicky, talk tricky, to the trick like trash. Glorilla, a gorilla flow for most thriller. Come clean, looking mean, but you ain't no killer. Drop the top and let the sun shine in. With the wood grain, let the Twinkies spin. Get you a glass, mix the Coke and the hen. It's quite alright with the draw in the driving some of the hottest cars New York has ever seen. From dropping some of the hottest verses rappers ever heard. From the dope spot with the smoke, fleeing the murder scene, you know me well. From nightmares of a lonely cell, my only hell. But since when y'all brothers know me to fail? Heck no, we're all my brothers with the rubber grips for shots. And if you with me, mama, rub on your tits and whatnot. I'm from the school of the hard knocks. You must not let outsiders violate our box in my plot. Let's stick up the world and split it 50-50, Let's take the dough and stay real taking, And set the Chris and get pissy, flowing beneath me like the memory of my brother Bjit, baby. You know it's hell when I come through. The life and times of Sean Carter, brother, volume 2. Y'all brothers get ready. It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hall. I got my glove on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call from a girl I wanna dig out. Hooked it up for later as I hit the door, thinking, will I live another 24? I gotta go cause I got me a drop top, and if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacker in sight, and everything is alright. I got a beat from Kim, and she can fuck all night. Called up the homies, and I'm asking y'all, which fuck are y'all playing? Basket on the court and I'm trouble. Last week fucked around and got a triple-double. Freaking nigga every way like MJ. I can't believe a day was a good day.